In Back in History, we take you back in time to the events that took place in the historical past. In this edition, we take you to the period in Nigeria's history when Olusegun Obasanjo was arrested on the orders of General Sani Abacha, Nigeria's military head of state at the time, on allegation of planning a coup along with others to overthrow the military government of Abacha, and pronounced guilty and sentenced to 30 years imprisonment by the special military tribunal that was constituted to try him and others. Obasanjo pleaded not guilty to the allegation, but his plea fell on deaf ears. Upon the pronouncement of the sentence, Olusegun Obasanjo was first moved from the military court to a well-guarded detention center called Inter Center. Inter Center was under the watchful eyes of the DSS, Nigeria's Secret Service. The center is located between Obalande and Ikoyi in Lagos. Obasanjo was to remain in this facility till Abacha's approval of the verdict of the military tribunal. As Commander-in-Chief, Abacha had the prerogative to accept the verdict of the tribunal or modify it or reject it outright. It was certainly not the best of places or the best of time for anyone to find himself. Abacha was a maximum ruler and no one could read his mind. 3 weeks after Abacha made his decision, surprisingly, he reduced Obasanjo's prison term from 30 to 15 years, and from the Inter Center, Obasanjo was moved to the regular prison, namely the Krikri Maximum Prison. He was later moved from Krikri to the Jos Prison. At Jos, he could receive visitors and could have access to reading and writing materials. Abacha became aware of this and ordered that he should immediately be moved from the relatively modern facility in Jos Prison to the Yola Prison, which was itself a relic of the colonial past. Obasanjo stayed in Yola Prison for 3 agonizing years. When one is condemned to prison in a military regime, anything can happen. One can die of heart failure or any other ailment, and one can be poisoned or outrightly taken out and executed. Obasanjo had served as military head of state of Nigeria from 1975 to 1979, and his deputy head of state at the time was Major General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, whose younger brother Umaru Musa Yar'Adua later became Nigeria's president. Major General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was implicated in the same coup narrative with Obasanjo. He was arrested, tried, and sentenced to terms of imprisonment. While Obasanjo was in Jos and later in Yola prisons, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was in Port Harcourt prison. Shehu did not come out alive. He died in the prison and was buried in accordance with Islamic funeral rites. He went into prison as a healthy man, but came out in a stretcher as a dead man. This is how terrible a prison term can turn out to be. Obasanjo was lucky to come out alive. He could have been killed in any form during such inauspicious moments of captivity. The preservation of his life in prison and his coming out alive can best be attributed first to his creator and secondly to the efforts of good-spirited individuals and that of his friends and colleagues of many years. One of such efforts is the one recently made public for the first time in almost 30 years by General Gowon. Gowon was second military head of state of Nigeria. He served from 1966 to 1975. He was senior military rank by far to Sani Abacha. He is also senior to Obasanjo. He was Olusegun Obasanjo's commander-in-chief during the prosecution of the Nigeria-Biafra War and after the war. He is highly respected in military circles and also respected among civilians. He recently celebrated his 90th birthday, having been born in 1934. He is not flippant in speech, and this perhaps explains why he kept this secret for almost 30 years. At the maiden edition of the Interdenominational Unity Christian Carol and Press Festival, organized by the Governor of Plateau State His Excellency Caleb Mutfwang, with General Gowon and General Olusegun Obasanjo in attendance. Gowon revealed to the audience and to the world for the first time how he sent his wife at night to deliver a letter to Abacha not to kill Olusegun Obasanjo. He stated this as follows, quote, "I wrote a letter to Abacha. I pleaded with him that God made him a leader to do good and not evil. I sent my wife with the letter in the middle of the night to Abacha in Abuja. I pleaded with him that such a thing should not happen. I am glad that soon after that things changed. And not only that Obasanjo left prison, he became our president in 1999. This is something that only prayers and sincerity can do. I am happy that today myself and Obasanjo are here to celebrate the unity of Plateau." End of quote. Responding a day after, Obasanjo expressed appreciation to Gowon in the following words, quote, "I want to acknowledge my boss, General Yakubu Gowon. Yesterday he made a revelation and I have to thank him specifically for that. When I came out of prison, I had the opportunity to thank friends inside and outside the country who contributed to appeal and pray for my release. But I did not know that you wrote a personal letter to Abacha for my release until you said it yesterday. I thank you for that." End of quote. General Sani Abacha was Nigeria's military head of state for 5 years, that is, from 1993 to 1998. He died in office on June 8, 1998 and was immediately succeeded by General Abdul Salami Abubakar, and by stroke of fate, Olusegun Obasanjo succeeded Abubakar in 1999 as the civilian president of Nigeria. It was simply a case of from prison to the presidency. Thanks for watching this edition of Back in History, and do remember to subscribe to this channel or follow the page for regular notification on every new video. I am your friend and host Ekemi Udim, wishing you the best of time as you continue to walk with me through the corridors of the historical narratives of Nigeria, Africa, and the world.